Hey everybody, it's Chris of Bistro back at you with episode 2, meat preparation. I want to take some time out before we get started to say thank you to everybody who liked the video, who shared the video, who made comments and made some suggestions and some just shared all your love. You know, I take criticism very well and I appreciate it because you're going to help me, you know, maybe make this into something bigger and better one day. One thing, if I look like I'm looking all over the place, is because I got 2 cameras today trying to make sure that I see what video and what style really works best for you all to see, you know, from a quality perspective at home. Also, you're going to note some cutting boards behind me. We're going to touch on that because it's important that I got a comment from my uncle, Walt Anderson, of Walt's Wings up in Minnesota. Y'all check them out. And I just want to talk through cutting boards as well. So when I come back, I'm going to share with you what you're going to need for this presentation so that you can try it out yourself. Be right back. Okay, what we have here is bone-in meat, pork chops, chicken legs, and I also have a skinless, boneless chicken breast for presentation purposes so I can show you how effective this approach of cleaning your meat is going to be, okay? A little backstory on why I'm doing this is because I learned a long time ago, back in like 2002, from my Haitian godmother, Marie Pierre, from Haiti, living in Brooklyn. She was a Haitian chef when she first moved to America. And other than being an amazing cook, she had some skills that she brought with her from her childhood from Haiti to America. And she kept them as best practices, right? Now, what you're going to need is limes, water, and distilled vinegar, okay? Why am I doing this? Well, I'm doing it because most of us in America, we go to the store, buy our meat, rinse it off, freeze it, rinse it off, season it, and cook it. But the only thing we're doing is rinsing it off. And I wanted to show you by example my cleaning approach so that you can see how much this one extra step can help clean your meat, can help give you a little bit of marinade if you do it a little longer than what I'm going to show you. But overall, I would suggest you try it out, okay? Again, there's no holy grail in what you should do cooking at home in your own house. You do it how you want to do it, and as long as it comes out good and it's safe to eat, so have it, you know, eat it. But other than that, you know, I thought that this would be cool to do. So when we come back, I want to show you portions and how everything comes together. And what we're going to do is a before look at the water, fluid, the limes, the vinegar, and then I'm going to wait 20 minutes to come back to you and show you the after, okay? So be right back. Okay, so let's get started on getting all of this inside your dish. Get you a heavy pot. Try to use a pot, a casserole dish, something glass. You can even use a plastic bowl. What I'm doing now is rolling out my lime to kind of break up that fruit fiber on the inside, right? To help render the juice. Or if you have one, just use a fruit juicer, you know, the ones that you go like this, pour it off. You do that. This lime smells good. You know, when you rub that natural essence, you wake up the oils in it and everything. So in each pot, pan, casserole dish, I'm going to go ahead, take 1 lime because of my distribution of the meat. See, I got about 6 legs and 1 breast in here and 4 bone-in center cut pork chops, right? So 1 sliced lime in each one, okay? So just squeeze that juice in, get it all in there. Squeeze the heck out of it to render as much juice as you can, okay? As much juice as you can. As much juice as you can. Yep. Get it all out. And then you're going to just throw it in there. Get to the next one already rolled off for the pork chops. Now look, I assume that the reason why my Haitian godmother did this, and she probably learned from her mother, grandmother, granddaddy, daddy, you know, is because when you buy meat from street vendors or from farmers, you know, you want to get the barnyard off of it, as they say. Get all that stuff off of it, any germs, any type of bacteria, get it off of there so that when you prepare it, it's clean. All right? Hold on 1 second. Now, lime's in there. Now, I would argue vinegar next. Watch my portion. 1, 2. We're not trying to pickle the meat. 1, 2. This is just a regular generic brand of distilled vinegar. If you have apple cider, you can use that too, but be careful because that's designed for pickling. And if you do this too long, you're going to have a different kind of situation. So yeah, I would argue that this is important more so to us in America with our meat distribution practices and all of that because of the hands that touch our meat, the process that touches our meat, right? Adding the water. So, adding the water. You know, a farmer's meat, to me, would be cleaner than that of a major distribution. I'm sorry, y'all, I gotta focus. More water, more water. Okay? Yeah, everywhere. Add the vinegar to the pork chop. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, I'm gonna pick you up so you can get a close view. Okay? Close view of the water. The chicken is gonna look a little clearer than the pork because pork got a little bit more on it, more fat, everything. So anyway, back to this. We go through a lot when we get our meat. We don't know where it comes from all the time. We don't know where it comes from all the time. And we don't know who's touched it and the process it's been through. So the reason I do this is to kind of just take that extra step to get my meat clean. Now, what Mama Pierre would do is she would rub the line on her meat. The vinegar's in there. Rub it on your meat. Where that chicken breast at? Rub the line all on there. Clean it, clean it, clean it. This process is going to get rid of some excess fat, some excess, here go the pork chops, some excess bacteria, all of that, right? Just rub the meat. It's going to give you a little essence of flavor, but you're rinsing this all off at the end, okay? Rinsing it all off at the end, but you just want to get that process off your meat, okay? Now, if you left this on for a while, more than 20 or so minutes, it'll turn into like a marinade of sorts, but it's not going to impact the overall taste of your meat to the point where you're like, oh, this is vinegary, or oh, this is citrus lime chicken or pork chops. It's not going to do that. If you season it properly, it's not going to do that. So I'm going to let this sit so I can prove my point about the color of the water bringing out and rendering all that extra fat. I can feel fat right now in my hands already that's being pulled out of that meat. Now, would you do this with beef? Not all the time. It depends on the cut of beef, because the fat in beef, like a steak, is actually important for the flavor and the end result when you cook it. For seafood, you would do a version of this, but not as long, because you don't want ceviche. You don't want pickled fish, okay? So you would lightly rub it, 2 seconds, rinse it off. But this is really for bone-in chicken, bone-in or skinless chicken, and also bone-in pork chops. You can do this with whatever you want, as I mentioned, but I'm telling you, this is going to really render. I can feel it already. It's going to really render. See those little particles? More to come, though. When we come back, I'm going to show you the end result of the water, and we're going to talk cutting boards, okay? Be right back. Okay, so we're back now, and I'm ready to show you the fluid for the chicken and the pork chops, okay? Come on with me. Now, if you can see it, you see floats. What's that? Fat. What's that? Fat. Look at this water, and you know what? See the cloudiness of the water? That is bacteria and fat. Let's move to the pork chops. I don't know if you really can tell, but see that fat floating all on the top? It's all coming off. Look at that. And I'm going to rub this off. Now, that was the end result for a quick prep of cleaning the meat. Now, let me show you this real quick. Here's the chicken breast, okay? It's been sitting. Watch that. Fat. Watch that. Fat. Now, other than cleaning, we know that all of our basic human ailments related to like high blood pressure, cholesterol, that stuff is cumulative, right? So think about it in a lifetime, a short lifetime of 25 years, where all you do is rinse off your meat and you consume all that fat, you consume all that extra grit and grind from the food distribution process, right? So if you could cut back a little bit, since bad habits are cumulative, then maybe you can help yourself in the long run, right? And I think that's the greatest benefit, the long run. Clean your meat, lime, vinegar, water, soak it, then rinse it. Prepare it however you want, and over time you might cut down that high cholesterol. You might cut down that high blood pressure because you're consuming less fat and ultimately less bacteria. Now, real quick before we end it off, chopping board. So my uncle said, Chris, boy, don't you use that wood chopping board. And not knowing, well, he didn't know that I don't own a wood chopping board, but because it's brown, it looks like wood. So I'm going to tell y'all real quick. What I use is bamboo. Okay, what you see right here, bamboo. Bamboo. I also have a plastic I don't use anymore. You see, it's kind of worn. I don't use this anymore. So if you go research it, and real quick, glass. This is for decoration. Never ever use it. Now when you think about chopping boards, you got to think sanitation and preservation of your knives. Plastic is not going to hurt your knives much. But if you go and research it, once you get scars in your plastic, it's impossible to get the bacteria out of those pores. You cannot do it. Bleach it, whatever you want to do. Once you get scores, knife scores all in your... No, okay? Wood, I don't own one, so I don't have an example of one. But wood is the old school thing that your mom used to use. It's nice on your knives, but it's porous and it does retain a lot more bacteria than plastic or bamboo. Now bamboo is less porous than wood. It's nice on your knives, and you can get this cleaner than any other surface if you, even after it's scored with the knives, okay? So overall, if this was a consumer report, this one is your best average for cleanliness and knife preservation. So Uncle Walter, I agree, no wood, we don't have it. But bamboo is a different kind of, well, it's not wood, it's bamboo. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know this one was probably a little bit more like school because I wanted to just get this in to encourage you to try this meat preparation out. So try it, watch my video, share it. The next episode is going to be roux, master the roux for gravy, soups, and sauces, okay? And I'm going to just show you how to do that real quick, and then that'll be the last preparation video, and we'll get into more foods. I got chili for you, I got dressing for you, I got some healthy salads for you, some healthy other different entrees that I do. And I've been known to be that person to make you like something that you grew up hating, like beans, like liver, and so forth and so on. So again, I appreciate y'all. You all share this, like it, post it wherever you want to, and let me know how you feel about the cleaning of the meat once you try it out. Take care. Thanks again.